Good morning. Hi guys. Pet veggie. Turnip is currently very comfortable in a bed across the room, but I'm sure he'll wind up over here at some point and then I can pet him. How y'all doing? I heard, here, let me back read really quick, that Velvet had a dream that I was streaming with Baby No Money. Is that correct? Nice. Good. Did we mesh well? I hope we were very entertaining. Teal, would you agree to a Baby No Money collab? That's a great question. I think yes. And then I would immediately seek medication to maintain my anxiety. Okay, BRB. Zod's got those connections. It was a normal stream, he was just there. Yeah, we're like chill, you know. Pretty chill together. It's not like a huge deal. A single tear falls from my eye. I needed this. Teal time. Hi, Wigs. It's Teal time. Teal is here for you. I was looking through the concept art of this game because that's like the one thing I forgot to look at. And I really like it. I really like the art style of the concept art. Look at that. We can deconstruct her hair. God, she's so cute. We've got London. Look at him. Damn. Hello, sir. Mr. Turtleneck over here. Mr. Sleeveless Turtleneck. London always looks like a Brian OC to me. You're kind of right. Not just because Brian has an OC named London. Oh, yeah. No, it's because of the blonde. Six stream. Didn't think they even let you post those. Only 5 and 7. Thanks, P&G, for the 60 stream streak. Six stream, let's go. I like the ones of them standing next to each other. They're cute. I like them. I love how... I love these, actually. This is the only one so far that's been done in such like thick lines. Background ass face, you're so right. Yeah, when you like zoom in on someone in the background of like an anime shot. Hi, Leah. I'm buried under reports again, so I'll be lurking. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can get through them quickly. Ooh, got her like tights, her slouched stockings, the bows, her little shoes. She's so cute. She got bows on her sleeves too. Some scenes. And ooh, these ones. She is so wife-shaped, it's crazy. Ooh, this one's really good. The lean over. Is that their height difference? That's very exaggerated.
Defenestration.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Prongles. All right. Actually, can someone else test that too? Someone who isn't a mod. Try ! Say. And hopefully we will all be very disappointed when it doesn't do anything. Ha, yay! Ha, yay! All right, I added a mod only command for people to help me out when I can't fucking pronounce something. That doesn't sound like disappointment. I mean, okay. I guess not. I was a little excited about it. Hey Teal, how do you say bag? Bag? Bag.
Bag. Bag.
All right. I think I got it right. Also, it's like one of the default Windows voices, so there's a chance that it might even fuck up some of the pronunciation itself. But it's what we got right now. Look at them. Look at this. Me, I won't use this for jokes, immediately uses this for jokes. Yeah, I'll let y'all off the hook because we just implemented it. Inverse of Morgan's colors. The little like, Cute. Cute. Good. Okay. Teal, can I use it for a joke if it's really, really funny? Maybe. Only if it doesn't disrupt something that's going on the stream. And it has to be really, really, really funny. All right, what happened last time? We met a robot. We got a new robot. Does it say more than one word? Technically. Hold on. Actually, before we start, I'm gonna see if... No, we don't. I was gonna see if we got any terms to read through. Where's the log? Log. Boop. Okay, so we last left off. We met a robot. I talked over him.
Ennui.
Ennui? Was that word used in this? Or is that just a like generic test word? Ennui. It's French. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's got it. It has a grasp of various languages. That's good. I can't believe Dream Teal said frick sunspout. Wait, why did so many people dream about me last night? What's going on? Leah also had a dream about me. And I was rather rude in it. Everyone was just really excited for me to come back to streaming today. So did I? What the fuck? What is going on? I had a dream. I woke up at 8:48, but it was actually 7:15. Wow. That's really interesting. All right, I'm gonna play the game. Sorry, I thought we were all sharing. No, yeah, Apricot, your dream is valid too. All dreams are valid, even the boring ones. Hem. Are you sure about this? You have questions too, don't you? Right now, I'm just a little better equipped to get the answers than you are. Okay, go for it. I'll make sure they're watching. What are we doing? What is the plan here? Is the air quality at Noble headquarters kept up to state standards? What's that? All these Noble employees seem to have asthma. Was Father also working under such poor conditions? They don't have asthma. Then why are they all carrying inhalers? Yes, ma'am. She's right over here. Oh. It's you. Oh. It's you. Oh my god, it's our favorite people. Did I mess up? On the contrary. Eyes wide. She's a DA. Quiet. She succeeded spectacularly in getting Noble's ears perked up. Emma Rockford. Didn't think I'd run into you here. Yeah. It's in. There's a to the Megs. So. No, wait. What are you doing here? A few minutes later. Oh. Was the microphone being weird? Is it back to normal? Oh, interesting. I wonder if this has to do with Radish climbing my fucking desk. It didn't do the unplug thing. Maybe it's just a microphone problem. Hi, Bliss. Good morning. Hey, girl, can you get down? Can you get down from there? Okay. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know. A few minutes later. I see. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you for saying that. And thank you, Detective Reyes, for your many kind words. We can't all be as talkative as you. Normally, quoting poetry would feel pretentious, but you were so genuine in your reading. Bite me. I don't know that there's a need for all that. Very mature, detective. Did you come up with that yourself? Oh, no! That's Kaguya's signature pose. Like, the pop star? I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, these people are all so nice to each other. You can admit it if you do. Well, there's nothing to admit because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who that is. She's a closeted fan. Wait, now you're saying you don't know who Kaguya is? She's the most famous. Yeah, well, I just don't know who that is. So, ma'am? Weren't you about to say something? Oh, well, I'm still surprised to see you here now, Morgan. Are you helping plan the services? Actually, the company will be planning Dr. Asher's funeral service. Wouldn't his family want to take care of that? No. 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 I see. Sorry. But if that's the case, why are you here, Morgan? Ha! Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to disrupt your morning. Hey, you're here for the same reason as every other suit they've got crawling around. Money. You're not wrong. There are a lot of annoying insects with annoying agendas scurrying around before my friend's body is even cold. But the honest truth is, I don't even know if David had a will. The company helped him manage his estate. Legal is probably already on it. Actually, judging by how much coffee that intern is carrying into the elevator, I'm certain they are. Right, so if you're not here for the funeral or the reading of the will... Miss Starling asked me to come here, actually, on a matter unrelated to David's passing. An unrelated matter? That's convenient, isn't it? But now that I am here, it's come to my attention that the police have made a determination in the case of David's death. And where did you hear that? Am I mistaken? No, you're right. They concluded that it was suicide. Can always count on her to be blunt. I was worried about that. Yeah, I'm sure you must be feeling... Because I'm going to have to contest that charge. What? The state has made a charge. I'm arguing against it. The hell are you talking about? The police believe David committed suicide. Suicide is a felony in this country, detective. It is technically a crime to commit suicide, yes, but we are not in the habit of bringing dead men to trial. Especially not for their own murder, Morgan. No, not to trial, of course not. But there would be a preliminary hearing in a case like this. Technically, as a formality, assuming the courts aren't busy that day. I'm afraid that on this occasion, I'm going to have to insist on formality. Yeah, well, you really don't have much to say in the matter, do you? With David gone, I have the only say, really. I am, after all, his criminal attorney. All that money, and he needs his drinking buddy to be his attorney? Bullshit. I'm also skeptical, Morgan. It's a pretty serious conflict of interest to be your friend's defense attorney. You're absolutely right. It is a conflict of interest. And I would have said as much to him if I had the chance. What do you mean? I only found out that he wanted me to be his attorney today. After he died? How the hell did you miss that memo? Embarrassing, isn't it? But to be fair, it was hidden pretty well. Oh, I didn't know you had an Android, Morgan. It's cute. Thanks. But it's actually David's. And it's technically my witness. Witness to what? 38 hours ago, that is, David Asher communicated to me, as a matter of record, the following explicit legal intent: that in the case of any and all criminal charges brought against him by the state, his attorney would be Evangeline Morgan. Evangeline. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. Didn't she want her to lie? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a lie. No, wait, seriously? Your name is Evangeline? Did your parents name you after a Christmas carol? Should we all be curtsying? It's not that funny. No, of course not. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Evangeline. Do your friends call you Angel? I hear Kaguya's on tour, detective. Should I get you tickets? You could have your dad drive you like all the other 15-year-olds. Hey. Feels like we're getting off topic. What were we just... I was telling you that David Asher wanted her to be his criminal defense attorney. Imagine my surprise. An android's recording of a verbal expression of intent isn't exactly ironclad, Morgan. That's fair. And if we were going to be an upper-level court, if we were going before an upper-level court, I would expect that to be open to all kinds of scrutiny. But we're talking about a preliminary hearing. A formality, as you called it. If he asks for representation, he deserves representation. Doesn't matter whether he's dead or alive. Am I missing something? What difference does it make? Not even an adjutant? Oh, uh-huh. Adjutant?
Adjutant.
Adjutant? Thanks, Prongles. Adjutant? Would be obtuse enough to sentence a dead man. See, now, something I also was interested in figuring out, but that's step 2, is I would love for something to say the word, to pronounce the word, and then also post a short definition. But that's a little out of my skill set. An administrative officer. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Adjutant. I'm sure it's possible. Yeah, I would need to figure out how to pull from some kind of dictionary database. I think. I'm assuming those are free and open to the public. There's a dictionary API. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll figure out how to implement that one day. No, there won't be a sentence, but the adjutant will render a verdict. And verdicts have consequences, even for the deceased. Is that what this is about? What's she getting at? If the court agrees this was suicide, that verdict will retroactively affect evaluations of the individual's mental health. Like whether he was in the right mind or not? You know anything about estate tax law, detective? No. But I'm sure you'll be happy to educate me. More than happy. An individual found by a court to not be of sound mind can't very well give their consent to the lawyer drawing up their will. If his will is compromised, all of David's considerable assets would suddenly be thrown into legal limbo. In which case, the state would be legally obligated to come in and pick up the pieces. So this is just about his money? I'm almost disappointed in you, Morgan. Well, when you take into consideration all the factors, it's actually more complicated than that. For example... Huh? Never mind. No, Starling, you should speak your mind. All I mean to say is that while Dr. Asher did have significant holding in art, real estate, and intellectual property, he also, of course, owned a great deal of stock in numerous corporations, principally Noble. If he was ruled to not be of sound mind, and his shares were to end up acquired by the government, Noble would suffer a serious blow to its commercial image and its standings in the financial community. All of which is to say, there's a great deal at stake here. Not the least of which is the reputation of a man whom I was proud to call my friend. You're not buying this, are you? In case you haven't noticed, the city is working closely with Noble on this. And they're not gonna let you bring them any unwanted attention. Starling did her part. They're watching. And they've stopped trying to hide it. From here on out, it's a gamble. Noble Electronics already has unwanted attention. Why are you raising your voice? If nothing changes, by the end of the day, the whole country's going to hear how David Asher committed suicide. By midnight, there will be questions about his competency. Concerns about why the brain inside every single Noble ad was built by an apparently unstable man. The shareholders will have nothing to do all Sunday but brood over that sad thought and all its disturbing implications. By the time the markets reopen on Monday, I would expect a great deal of volatility. Is that so? I understand Noble's apprehension, of course, Emma. I just feel like right now, the fiscally conservative thing to do would be not get in my way. So you've got your reasons, and Noble's got a lot to think about. But why should the district attorney's office devote valuable time to playing out this game of yours? Because they're certain they'll win. That goes without saying. The courts should have an opening at 6 p.m. I didn't have anything planned. Then it's a date. Detective, would you get her clearance set up? Yes, ma'am. Updates every hour, yeah? You're out on a limb, Morgan. Better not linger. Ooh, I love everyone. I love all these characters. Here. Clearance for all the relevant sites and police firewalls. You can interview and investigate with your authority as an officer of the court now. If you haven't already been doing that. Don't even think about being sloppy with discovery on this. Rockford might think you're funny, but I appreciate the warning, Detective Reyes. It's nice to know you care. I live to serve. And protect. Okay, wait, let me check some of the terms really quick here. I was really curious about the inhaler. Is it not asthma? What's wrong with them? Is that a real thing? That sounds fake. Adrexone. First legalized in 2083, the stimulant sold under the name Adrexone has since become one of the most widely used drugs in the corporate world. As a Class 2 stimulant of least concern, employees of any corporation... Employees of any corporation in good standing with the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight can have access to Adrexone without a prescription, so long as their HR representative feels it would be beneficial to their work performance. Workplace Adrexone, as it is sometimes called, is dispensed through biomonitor-enhanced inhalers that automatically detect overdoses and keep track of possible habit formation. Automatic safety levels may be adjusted at supervisor's discretion. Unsubstantiated claims that Adrexone was first invented as a purely recreational drug by the notoriously violent Skullhead Mafia caused enough of a stir that in 2083, a formal investigative committee was formed. Unfortunately, in 2084, an industrial hydrogen fuel accident resulted in the deaths of all 391 known Skullhead members, placing the investigation at an indefinite standstill. Oh my god. That's crazy. All right. Kaguya. Kaguya is the stage name of a singer-songwriter known for her powerful voice and her stage persona's intricately crafted lore. Oh my god. After releasing a blitz of chart-topping singles, a quadruple platinum album, and a bevy of cultural reset music videos in just the last 3 years, she has come to be considered the leading living figure in the pop music and popular cultural realm. Kaguya's official age is listed as 1,086 years old. This is a VTuber. She released her first single, Orbit, in 2083, which went on to peak at #1 on the Billboard Top 100 and the Rubicon Digital Singles Chart. And the Niate music video streaming tracker. Or Niate, making it one of the fastest selling singles in history. Leah, thank you for the 35 stream streak. Personal details on the pop star remain scarce, and protecting her anonymity has become a core part of her fan culture. When a retired facial analysis expert claimed that her stage makeup was formulated specifically to make facial recognition on her impossible, a representative for her record company met with the press to clarify that she is simply a private person who wants her fans to enjoy the experience that is Kaguya's voice. Users also frequently searched for Kaguya Lore Explained, Kaguya Iceberg Explained, Kaguya Lunatropic Tour Tickets Where to Buy. And that's Teal hitting themselves with a car? Oh my god, you're right. That's fucked up. But also kind of funny. Preliminary hearing. A court proceeding that evaluates whether there is sufficient evidence to go to trial. A preliminary hearing is a step in the criminal court process in which a judge or jury will evaluate whether there exists sufficient evidence to justify a trial. Between security systems, personal devices, biomonitors, IoT crumbs, automated dependents, and mods, it is extremely rare in modern times for the people's evidence of a crime to be found lacking, making preliminary hearings somewhat of a formality that is frequently sidestepped without protest from the defense. And then we have 2 new profiles for people that we've already met, technically. Worst at deciding what to order. Struggles remembering lyrics. Nice. Okay. Phew. Thanks for the assist, Starling. Yeah. No sweat. Wait, so she uses her inhalers so fucking much. Every time I was already concerned with how much she was using it, thinking she had asthma, but like, I don't know. I guess I don't know what the dosage is. I don't know how much it affects them, but she's taking a hit like every 5 minutes. I'm a little worried about you, girl. Are all cops like that? Or are they more like that Detective London gentleman? Oh. Most are like him. Most cops I've met are like London, yeah. Courteous and polite and friendly? Lazy. Oh. Right. Well, I'll see you at the courthouse tonight. If you need anything in the meantime, don't be afraid to ask. Good luck. Both of you. What do we do now? Well, I have a few options. I have access to the crime scene now. Probably the best place to start. I'd like to head over to the company building as well. To get me registered? Among other things. Oh, wait. They're like making the same face. It's cute. Either David killed himself, or he didn't. But if he did, it's almost certainly his asshole corporate overlords who are to blame. In which case, I'll want to take my sweet time raking them over the coals. What are you doing? Nothing. What about Father? When can we see him? He'll be at the morgue by now. The medical examiner will speak to me now that I'm operating under the court's authority. But if I stop to flash paperwork at every nurse and security guard with nothing better to do than ask questions, I'll have to... What's that look for? You were Father's friend. Thank you, again, for reminding me. Aren't there people you'd like to speak with? Other friends who'd want to know? Bad news travels fast. I'm sure everyone in the country has heard about David by this point. But all that heartbreak shit did keep me pretty occupied these last few weeks. And I was never one to pry. If there was someone who could tell me more about David's personal life over the last several months, it'd be worth the effort of finding them. Do you have someone in mind? Maybe someone he met recently? He spoke about becoming close with someone this year. A musician. Now that you mention it, there was a P.O. something that David might have mentioned when we talked back in... I will begin a search. Huh? I have completed my search. I found nothing. I love her proud pose. Her little like eyebrow too, her eyebrow raised. She's like, heh. Hello, Dante. Welcome. Yes, it's her vape. It's her company approved vape. Sarah's so cute. Yeah. Thanks for the old college try. Is that really the best you can do? Father was a private man, in person and online. With just a few letters and the fact that he was a musician, I'm afraid we don't have enough information to narrow down the results, Adonai. No, we have plenty of information. We just need the right person for the job. What kind of person is that? Time, date, expunged. Huh? Precinct 112. Detainment room 1. And who would you even have called? Oh my god. I don't know. But I still should have gotten my phone call. Instead, I got you. Who are you again? My latest guardian? New foster parent? Want me to call you mommy? I'm not really the motherly type. Heyo, we might actually get along. So I've got good news and bad news. I'm not your guardian. I'm your lawyer. You've been given a lawyer because you're being charged with a felony. Fascist pigs? Skipping school's a felony now? Hacking into a government database has been a felony for a very long time. That wasn't me. They have your keystrokes, your IP address, your login times, and the playlist you were listening to. That was for a homework assignment? Here's what I don't get. You got in, copied the data, could have gotten right out. State wouldn't even know they'd been robbed until they saw their passwords show up on the black market clearance 2 weeks later. But you didn't get out. You stayed and made changes to their database. You robbed the bank, got clean money, and then dragged a can of spray paint behind you all the way home. Why? Look, I didn't steal anything that wasn't already compromised. And the only data I edited was my own. So if anything, they should be thanking me for correcting their mistakes. What, did they get your birthday wrong? My name. Name changes are only 2 pages of paperwork. You just need to fill out the form. And get a signature from a parent or guardian. So, what's the good news then? The good news is that I'm your lawyer, not your guardian. The hell? That doesn't count as good news. That's just a thing you said. Don't be so sure. A lawyer's a lot better than a guardian. How's that? Parents, guardians, foster whatevers, they're all supposed to take care of you because it's the right thing to do. A lawyer is someone who always does what's best for you, no matter what, because that's how they get paid. So how good are you at your job? That was a cute little, like, flashback. Wait, what did she say? Allo! Allo, mon coeur! It's pronounced cour. I know how it's pronounced. And don't call me that! When I met Fran at the police station, I couldn't help but bet that I'd landed a jackpot. A valuable asset with a skill set complementary to my own personal and private pursuits. Someone who, after seeing the sweetheart probation deal I managed to land for them, would be more than happy to help me with whatever I need whenever I need it. Always so cold, Fran. Can't I even get a good morning? No such thing. Nothing good ever happened until the afternoon when people are actually awake. What I got instead was a compulsive liar with a horrific sleep schedule and a crippling addiction to poor time management. What do you want, Red? I can't just call you up for fun. Not if you don't want to get blocked. I need you to find someone for me. Can't do it. I've got homework. We both know the only time you ever do your own homework is during the class that it's due. And I've got sports. You can't tell a basketball from a hockey stick. And I've got a bidding war to win. You're the only person on Earth bidding on 70-year-old Coochie and Air Jordan vintage reps, Fran. Coochie. I think you can take your eyes off the auction block. So, yeah, so sorry, but I'm busy, so... I was hoping we could skip straight to the carrot portion of the routine, but if you insist on doing things from the top... Huh? I had an interesting conversation with your parole officer yesterday. Oh, yeah? They've been really into these self-prefixes lately. What? Self-motivation, self-actualization, self-help. Oh. And he thinks you could really benefit from it. You're lying. He's got all the workbooks ready. Clearly, your Saturdays are stacked, so I'll make sure your Sundays are full of... Fine. I get it. I need you to find a local musician. Musician? Knowing you, this will be electro swing or something awful. Last name Powell or Parker. And that's all you got? They'll be in David Asher's circles. Wait, Asher? You're working on that? That should be more than enough for a clever kid like yourself to go on. Don't go expecting any miracles. I need this soon. Within the hour, ideally. Within the... You know I have other clients, don't you? Other clients who actually pay you? On time? A musician. Find him. Okay. What an interesting dynamic. I can't get over Coochie. Even talking over the phone, you're very animated, Adonai. What do you mean? Just that you're very expressive when you talk to people. Of course I'm expressive. If I wasn't, how would anyone know what I'm thinking? I see. I'll keep that in mind as we... Wait, you really expect to tag along? Of course. Father was... Yeah, I know you want to. But why should I let you? Because I am capable and helpful. Uh-huh. I mean it. I can take notes for you. And move heavy objects. And I'll learn to do more. How? I will subject every individual we encounter to a basic survey to procure biographical information on them while I gain experience in questioning. Subjecting them to torture? I can help, Adonai. How fast can you fill out forms? Fast. Congratulations, you're halfway to being a paralegal. You coming? Right away, Adonai. She gonna ask their 3 sizes. True. This is where the interviews come from. Yeah, that's cute. Between Fran and Sarah, Morgan is building up a collection of strays. Yeah, she's just collecting them. The other half is scheduling meetings. Ask me how I know. Sarah acting like Kibo right now. Yeah. I love the like trope of like robot trying to act more human or trying to like learn more about how humans behave. 11:45 a.m. July 1st, 2086. Noble Employee Housing Building. Placia. Penthouse dining room. Pretty quiet elevators, huh? Dining room. You could have taken the next one. It's a busy building, detective. Can't hold up everyone else on our account. Anything you'd like to grumble at me before I start? Don't touch anything. I don't care that you're wearing gloves. I have been to crime scenes before, you know. Long before the police get there, in many cases. Look, Rockford asked me to not get in your way, but that doesn't mean I'm going to bend over for you. Do you at least have the autopsy report? No. Are you seriously? I don't. She doesn't? The report should have come in hours ago. It wouldn't take this long unless the cause of death was still... Then I'd settle for a summary of the preliminary findings. An emergency call was made shortly after 8 p.m. last night via the home security system. Emergency medical services had a VTOL vital in the air. Oh, hold on. Aircraft? I'm Googling it. Vertical takeoff and landing of an aircraft, probably for medical transportation. In the air within the minute, they landed on the penthouse's helipad at 8:08. We need London here or they'll end up killing each other. True. Dr. Asher was found unconscious with low blood pressure and a weak heartbeat. He wasn't breathing. In-flight auto triage administered artificial CPR while in transit to Gatesfield Memorial. He was declared dead a few minutes after being taken to the emergency wing. I see. And the cause of death is being investigated. Make an educated guess. He stopped breathing, so they gave him oxygen. His heart stopped pumping, so they had the machines take over. His brain activity dropped to 0. And there wasn't anything else they could do. It was poison, wasn't it? What kind? You don't know, do you? They don't know either. Like I said, ma'am, we don't have the autopsy report yet. Why are you certain it was poison, Adonai? Couldn't it have been an accidental overdose? If he had overdosed on a commercial drug, even a pre-med student would have spotted it in the hospital's intake screening. They would have been able to pump his stomach, neutralize his bloodstream, and he would have lived. But he didn't live. So it must have been something deadly, a compound designed solely to kill. A fast-acting, deadly poison that causes respiratory failure, The list can't be that long. Even just through process of elimination, the medical examiner should have identified it by now. Unless you suspect a designer drug, don't you, detective? Why is it you're only quick on the uptake when it suits you? Nothing else makes sense, given what we know and what we don't. But the CDCA decriminalized and cataloged all recreational drugs. Guess you aren't entirely clueless about politics. So whatever father overdosed on should have been in the hospital's database. You need to update your definitions. You're confusing designer drugs with recreational drugs. What is the difference? Recreational drugs are decriminalized and sold through pharmacies after years of testing and mountains of paperwork, while the average designer drug was invented last week in a 19-year-old line cook's bathroom on the other side of the globe. Hospitals can't know the proper countermeasures for an overdose of a drug that didn't exist 48 hours ago. I came across makeshift labs all the time when I was in uniform. The equipment's cheap and widely available. Black market cooks, gray market peddlers, and white-collar lobbyists, all chasing each other's tails in a long line to find the next big hit. CDCA didn't change shit. More people die from ODs than ever before. Only difference is, it's their families finding them in the living room, and not beat cops finding them on street corners. Real comforting, I'm sure. If it wasn't you talking, I'd say that was a criticism of law enforcement. Not law enforcement, just a law. Assuming it was a designer drug, that would certainly make things more complicated. For the insurance guys, maybe. For us, whatever he used to do it, he still killed himself. Or didn't kill himself, if you insist. I'm going to take a look around now. Yeah, sure, make yourself at home. What's that face for? I thought that there would be an outline. An outline? Around where they found father. Like in the movies? Like in film. Connect to the police's network and bring up their ARCS file. Augmented reality crime scene. I see. There it is. There is an outline. And so this is where he died at the hospital. This is just where the medics found him. And it's the sensors and cameras they were wearing that create the basis for this ARCS. They didn't realize they were walking into a crime scene, but their body cams gathered data all the same. Where do we start? You can start by following behind me and trying to be as quiet as possible. I'm starting to get a feel for when she's pouting, even without looking. The body. Says here that when the medics arrived, he was on the floor, face up. Does that tell you something? I love when she copies Morgan. Hey, if you were... If you were going to drink a glass of poison, would you be sitting or standing when you did it? I find it very difficult to speculate on that hypothetical scenario. The seat by his body is pulled out. If he was seated when he lost consciousness, I would expect to find him slumped over on the table. But he wasn't found slumped over. No, he wasn't. And if he had been standing when he lost consciousness, I would think he would have fallen forward, or at least collapsed less neatly. So what can you conclude from that, Adonai? Only that I'm missing something. Was he playing chess? Is this a phone? What's going on? A chessboard and a data pad with a series of characters on it. E4, C5, NF3, E6, D4, CXD4, NXD4. This is a game. A message. A cipher. Ooh. I mean, it could be any. We did just deal with like him like sneaking meaning into things, but I don't know. Algebraic notation. Was he studying an old game or playing against himself? Black has checkmate in 40 moves. Wow, a robot that's good at chess. We ought to put you in a museum. But I'll take your word for it. What do you mean? Do you not play, Adonai? No. Especially not against David. Well, that is to be expected. Anyone who challenged Father to a battle of wits would naturally grow tired of losing. Every game starts the same. Each player has the same pieces, the same moves, the same options. It's a true test of wit, strategy, and forethought. To me, it always seemed too boring, too fair. The smarter player wins every time. And that is something you take fault with? Of course. How's a gal like me supposed to win a game like that? She's like, I need my chances. I need to gamble. Better take a closer look. Oh, okay. Spilled alcohol. The arc shows how it looked last night before it evaporated. No foreign substances in the puddle. It's clean. So does that mean wherever the spill came from must be clean as well? Morgan is a fiend at Mario Party. Yes. Password locked. But already cracked by the police, it seems. All the docs were take-home safe. Nothing spicy. When was it last used? 7:48 p.m. Still reading work emails only a few minutes before he committed suicide. Morbid. There's a lot of messages marked priority that breadcrumb their way back to an article. Warm android blood saves soldier's life. In a stunning and heroic episode, one of our nation's brave soldiers had their life saved by a noble android, and in a way that no other competitor's product could. A brave private, name withheld, was wounded during a military operation, whose exact nature and location is currently classified. Bleeding badly and far from the nearest triage station, he was carried to safety by his fellow freedom fighter, an Animate 16 enforcer, one of the few warm androids being currently tested out by the armed forces. But the android didn't just sit there and wait for evac. It opened up its own arteries and pumped life-saving UD, universal donor, synthetic plasma into the young man's veins, stabilizing him long enough for him to reach a military hospital. I have no doubt he'd be dead if there were any other android fighting alongside him, said one commanding officer who asked not to be named. I always thought Noble was only good at making ads that look good. Now I know they've got something inside them that no one else can compete with. The story brings a well-deserved shot in the arm to Noble's stock prices and market share. With this one heroic move, Noble's warm androids have proven themselves to be worth their price tag, and then some, and people in the Capitol are paying attention. It's certainly an interesting idea, Senator Mathings said when asked about committing to a military contract for Noble to provide the armed forces with warm models. This story's got people talking. If we just ignored our constituents' feelings on the matter, we'd be neglecting our duty as politicians. And I know none of my peers would ever try to put a price on the life of one of our soldiers. While additional details about the incident have remained closely guarded, the net is already ablaze with talk of, "Oh damn, you're not logged into this device. Why don't you pop your user details down below and enable crumbs so you can get the user experience you deserve." Yeah, that was very much an advertisement. This is that article I've seen going around. But why would Noble have marked it as priority? Starling said they weren't in any rush to pat each other on the back over it, even though they'd won themselves a real prize. Easy P. Well, kind of both. I mean, the military contract's kind of a bigger deal. I feel like they could get easy PR at any time. Military contract? They now have the excuse they need to pressure the military into a contract for warm androids. Can't dismiss the expensive upgrade as unnecessary now that it saved a soldier's life. This time next year, there will be pink oxidizing fluid being spilt all over the globe. Two cups. One empty, knocked over, and one mostly empty. These look cheap. Did his guest bring them? I've seen them before in the basement liquor cabinet. He kept these lying around? I knew he regifted those crystal glasses I got him. Arx says there's nothing foreign in the upright one, so it can't have been poisoned. Results are inconclusive on the other cup, however. Looks bone dry. Must have been nothing but fumes left by the time this was considered a crime scene. Just not enough there for them to test. Thank you for the hydrate sod. Also, I know I'm over time. I'm gonna finish looking at the crime scene and then I'll probably wrap up. Inconclusive could mean... Inconclusive means inconclusive. That's all. Cheer up and read me the results of the fingerprinting. Father's prints are on both cups, as expected. But there are someone else's on the upright cup, so someone else must have been with him last night. Slow down. All that proves is that someone else touched the cup. Doesn't tell us when they did it. And since we don't know who the prints belong to... Adonai? Why don't we know who the prints belong to? Are the prints flagged as unidentified, or... No. There's space for a name, but the field is black. Shit. Am I already that late to the action? Detective Reyes. Yeah? There's a second set of prints on the cup. Is there a form you'd like me to sign? Doesn't matter how nicely you ask. Sometimes people just can't answer. You should know that damn well, Madam Counselor. I was afraid you'd say that. I don't understand, Adonai. What does this mean? It means that whoever the prints belong to has a very proactive representation. Ah. Those prints belong to a witness, as you've guessed. You're more than welcome to their testimony. But their identity is... The department is being very considerate of the witness's privacy, out of respect for their time and appreciation for their cooperation. Fine, forget the name. That easily? I'm using my own tool here.
Subpoenas.
Subpoenas? Subpoena? Subpoena. Subpoenas. Thanks, Frongles. Subpoenas are always an option, but I'm short on time. What did the witness have to say for themselves, Detective? To paraphrase, they came to see Dr. Asher last night. The two of them talked, and they had a drink together. Then, the doctor got sick. Whoopsie, I skipped it. So they activated the emergency system from a panel in the kitchen. The EMTs came and took them both to the hospital. Asher's condition got worse. All the witnesses' vitals are normal. The witness had their vitals taken? Then there should be a record of their admission at Gatesfield. And that's it. I'm guessing you didn't just take all of that on faith? Penumbra's set up in most of the rooms on this floor. Everything the witness told us was corroborated by the building's own surveillance system. So yes, we can guarantee that the witness never put anything into Asher's drink. I'm guessing that I can't have the keys to the penumbra, can't I? Not until the witness's lawyers are done reviewing it. Lawyers, plural? I don't have time to trade jabs with the law offices of Johnson, Johnson, Johnson & Johnson. Say, how about I give you their business card? The law offices of Koschler, Gustav, Prince, and Prince. I was close. No way I'll be getting any client information out of them directly. If all you bloodsuckers want to get together and tear each other apart, text me before you start. I'd like to watch. Yeah, I bet you'd like to watch. What? What does that even mean? I don't know. I needed a moment to think. She's like, I don't know. I'm just saying shit. So that was it? One chat, one peek at the cams, and you've already eliminated them as a suspect? Look, they were searched. They didn't have any poison, any drugs, not even a stick of gum. Even if they somehow did have poison on them, the camera footage confirms they had no opportunity to use it. They drank from the same bottle. They drank from the same bottle as the dead man. As far as the department's concerned, they were nearly the second victim. But they aren't dead, or even ill, from the sound of it. So do you think he poisoned his own cup beforehand and then poured the both of them from a safe bottle? That's what the evidence is telling us. There's nothing in the bottle or the witness's cup. But after drinking from his cup, a cup he prepared himself, he fell ill and the witness didn't. And Asher died with a foreign substance in his body. An unidentified foreign substance. Suicide by poison. I get that you were close and simple explanations aren't all that satisfying, but that's life. One last thing. You just said he prepared his cup himself. Did you see that on camera? He left the parlor to get the drinks and came back with his already poured. The witness says he got them from the basement. The witness says that, not the cameras. There's no cams in the lab or the basement. That seems like a security hazard. Why would Noble not set things up more carefully? It's intentional. If cams of his lab ever got hacked, outsiders could steal his IP and kick Noble's monopoly to the curb. Right. David did complain about Noble's weird protocols for combating corporate espionage. At least we can take comfort in knowing that Father wasn't alone when he died. Yeah, that's worth investigating. The bottle. Rose River Whiskey, 12 years old. You recognize it? Sure. He was more than partial to the brand. It's a good brand. Only a bit overpriced, which is the bargain of a lifetime in David's world. It appears that the police have already tested its contents. No foreign matters present, was their conclusion. Is it possible that the police missed the poison? No. Even if they can't identify the poison, they can detect its presence by comparing samples of the whiskey to a bottle off the store shelf. So we can eliminate the possibility that the bottle of whiskey was poisoned. We'll have to find our smoking gun elsewhere. Okay, we did everything on the table. There's the person. There's the window. Let's see the window. I always admired this view. The buildings gleam with reflections of holograms and sunlight, and their shadows obscure all the run-down, rotting parts of town. Maybe the view is secondary. Maybe all anyone really wants is to put as much distance between them and the street level as possible. Is it possible that a witness could have seen something through these windows? Not through these windows. David installed wide-spectrum auto tint in all his homes, all his cars. I didn't know that. Well, you wouldn't notice unless you were viewing the penthouse from more than... Why did he care so much about his windows? He's a private guy. One chair knocked over, probably where David was sitting. And one chair pulled out, a party of two. He never cared much for socializing, but he enjoyed hosting. Contradictory guy. Honestly, I get it. I totally understand. Police androids monitoring the scene. Could almost mistake them for the real thing, the way they stand there trying to look important. Like an indoor dog taking its first trip to the park. Pardon? Why are you looking at it like you've never seen an android before? Because I haven't. In person. David didn't even let you have a mirror? Brutal. Just scan its gin if you're that curious. Unless that's considered too forward, or whatever. Seems like that's everything critical on this side of the room. Alright. Let's save here. And now I have a bunch of articles and evidence and profiles and terms to read next time. And that'll catch me up with whatever I forget between now and then. That was a fun one. Tell work you're busy. I don't think that would work. Okay. I'm gonna find someone to raid. Reminder to fill out my TEALATHON form. I'm taking community suggestions for a couple of things. I set a due date. It'll be Sunday. So Sunday, I will stop bothering you guys about it. And I will go with whatever suggestions I have received until then. And Sunday is also going to be my last stream for a couple weeks. I'm going to take a short break. Hopefully just for like 2 weeks though. I got some stuff to lock in on. Oh, let me double check something. I think this person is not actually live. Yeah, okay. You motherfuckers and your fucking subathon shit where you keep your stream going and your model's asleep. I get it. But it's annoying when I'm looking for someone to raid. Shit pisses me off. You're just bleeding your timer. I guess that's like the point. I don't know. Also, sometimes they turn the timer off for that specifically. All right, we are going to raid Dahlia today. Dahlia is playing Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire 2. What else? What else? What else? If you have 50,000 channel points to spare and have not yet added yourself to my Tomodachi Life Island, I have a channel point reward for that. You can redeem it offline, online, whenever you want. I think Brian is our latest addition. I met him the other day. He's very cute. And also this Sunday I will be streaming not the VTuber Island. That's still in progress. I'm still setting that up. But I'm gonna stream my OC Island for a little bit. It's really ugly because it's too big and I got overwhelmed and I only decorated like 1/6 of it. But if I stream it, it might encourage me to decorate some more, and I'm excited to show everybody my OCs. Had to stream Tomo Life because you haven't had time to play it otherwise. I do keep like getting home and then I'm like, time to sleep. I'm really not utilizing my Tomodachi lifetime well. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.